Assassins is a musical by Stephen Sondheim and John Weidman. Basically, it takes 8 different assassins throughout history, people who have tried to assassinate US presidents, and puts them together in a mishmash of a weird sort of musical review.
You wanna shoot a president? Come on and shoot a president. Some guys think they can't be.
Played John Wilkes Booth, who was the first assassin to assassinate a president, who was Abraham Lincoln. So he's kind of considered the character that started it all, the pioneer of all the different assassinations throughout history. And it's a very interesting character to play. It's so crazy to get into his mind.
You give me prize! Anything you want!
I want prize! You give me prize!
Only $8, cheap for anything you want.
I play Sarah Jane Moore. I attempted to assassinate Gerald Ford, and I recently got released from prison actually a few years back, which is kind of exciting. She's, I'd say, kind of the comic relief of the show. She's a all over the place, very frenetic character. I'm from New York, so I've been in a bunch of different companies and youth companies and some semi-professional companies down there for a couple of years now. I've worked at the Westchester Broadway Theater for extended periods of time over a couple summers, so it goes pretty way back, all over the board.
Just seeing like sort of all the stuff that was going on in the U.S. in terms of you know, gun regulation and all that sort of stuff, all those debates and stuff. I had known this show for a little while, and I thought, what better a time than now to be putting it up, because obviously here in Canada we have a very, very different perspective on what that is, a society where, you know, you have the right to carry, or a society where you have the right to bear arms, right? For a lot of us here, I think, especially within this context in the university, it's a pretty clear-cut picture of what is the right thing to do in the States, and especially for these people in this show who are, you know, deviants from society. It's not so much a clear-cut picture. So in this show, it's an interesting chance to sort of see the other side a little bit, and not only see the other side, but see the extremes to which things can be pushed.
Control Dodge right on bar 14. 1, 2, ready, go.
It's very Sondheim, and I've done Sweeney Todd, Into the Woods before, which are all extremely difficult, but this one especially, just I think based on the subject matter and that it is so real, he's just written an immense passion into his music, and it's all over the place. All the notes are conflicting and there's clashing, and it's very, very passionate and personal, but pretty much impossible to sing. A lot of the music is just, it sounds good all together when you hear it, but there's always a discordant quality to it that's just very difficult to nail down as a performer.
There are probably about, I believe we have a team of around 75 people. There's a lot, and all volunteers, so all students who are doing this, you know, out of the goodness of their heart and because they want to, right? For example, the cast, you know, they're cast in September, and then they've been working very intensively since then in terms of different sort of technical theater and management people. They have been working, you know, since a similar time from me and Tessa. So it's a lot of work. For us, in terms of a cast member, it's works out to about maybe 15, 20 hours a week by the end of it. So it's quite the commitment.
The show pretty much always comes first, because you can't really move your rehearsals or anything for your schoolwork because you've got too many people relying on you. So if you need to wake up at 7 a.m. and write that paper, that's what you end up doing. Luckily enough, I'm a 4th year and I only have 2 classes this semester, so it's been pretty nice and easy for me to get that out of the way.
And for me, I know it's been a blast, but it's been a lot of work, especially to balance with school and stuff. But I wouldn't have it any other way though.
Bang! 6
Again, it's because it's not a conventional musical, I think it will not necessarily be what people are expecting, but I think they're still going to love it just because the performances on their own are incredible. The cast is so amazing. The direction has been amazing. Just all the tech stuff has come together so well. And I think because there is no intermission, people do have to sit and watch the whole thing. I think the lasting image of when they leave is going to be, again, they will talk, but I think in a very positive way.
It's a unique chance to sort of confront that sort of a culture of violence in a live way, rather than watching a really violent action movie or something at home on your couch. It's a very different experience being in the room when those gunshots are being fired.
Everybody just hold tight to your dreams. Everybody's got the right to their